We all know that guy. All he ever thinks about is getting laid. He spends all day, and sometimes all night, looking for some action. He seems to be able to get women anytime that he wants. If you are a guy, you might envy him and wish you were like him. If you are a woman, you probably would be disgusted by him. It is like he wants to have sex all the time, 24/7. Well, the people in this list pretty much did have sex all the time. The guys on this list take being a playboy to the extreme. The average guy has had around 10 partners. Once you get to the 20-50 range, you are definitely getting a little bit out of the normal range. 100? Well, you are either a supreme playboy, or a pig, depending on one's point of view. But 1,000 or more? Impossible, you see. Here is a list of 10 famous people that have had sex with at least 1,000 women. Number 10. Russell Brand, 1,000. Brand is a professional addict. He has had issues with pretty much every sort of addiction imaginable over the years. At times he is apologetic about his behavior, other times not. He went to rehab at one point for sex addiction after having sex with 1,000 women or so. Over the years, Brand has bedded his ex-wife Katy Perry, Kate Moss, Geri Halliwell, and well, around 1,000 more women. As of late though, Brand has been talking about celibacy as the new way to be. We will see how long that lasts. Number 9. Simon Cowell, 2000. Many people find Cowell, the Brit who first became famous stateside as host of American Idol, rather irritating, but it can't be denied that he has a certain charm. Cowell claims around 2,000 partners. Hopefully he isn't as critical of performances in the bedroom as he is on the stage. Longevity matters, not just in the bedroom but over the years as well. While this number, like others on this list, seems ridiculously large, Cowell claims an average of 2 women a week for 2 years. All of a sudden it doesn't seem so ridiculous, does it? Number 8. Jack Nicholson, 2000. As the star of many Hollywood blockbusters, Nicholson is known as one of the best actors in the world. He is also one of the best and most famous womanizers in the world. He has hung out with Kate Moss, Lara Flynn Boyle, Amber Smith, Bebe Buell, Angelica Houston and many more. Nicholson has reportedly had sex with around 2,000 women. Rumored to have sex with a woman of every age over the legal limit, he was quoted saying, "Their mothers. Some of them with their mothers." Number 7. Hugh Hefner, 1,000 to 2,000. Hefner is one of most notorious playboys in the history of this, or any other world. If there is one thing that we all know, it is that Hefner likes ladies. He has made a fortune with his playboy empire. Of course one has to wonder, just a little bit, how much of it is show and how much of it is real. Hefner has nothing to lose and everything to gain by showing himself living the life that so many American men wish they had. Still though, even if some of the images to build up the business, it is a fact that Hefner has had sex with a lot of women. It's estimated that he's had sex with 1,000 to 2,000 women. Number 6. Mick Jagger, 4,000. We all know Mick Jagger is the epitome of a rock star, and the lead singer and frontman of the Rolling Stones. While he may seem a bit harmless now at age 72, Jagger spent most of his younger days, not to mention his middle-aged ones, having sex with a ridiculous amount of women. Some of his conquests include Angelina Jolie, Uma Thurman, Farrah Fawcett, and even David Bowie. His biographer Chris Anderson lists Jagger's lifetime number around 4,000, although he thinks that might be a bit low. Number 5. Gene Simmons, 5,000. Gene Simmons was a rock star when being a rock star really meant something. He was arguably the most famous member of Kiss, which was once, arguably, the world's most famous band. While Simmons is not good-looking in anyone's book, he is blessed with fame and a ridiculous amount of bravado and confidence. Apparently Simmons took advantage of this, because he has bedded around 5,000 women. When asked if it was true that he had slept with that many women, Simmons reportedly said a lot of them didn't get any sleep. Number 4. Charlie Sheen, 5,000. If you think having sex with around 5,000 women, a lot of them prostitutes, is winning, then you and Charlie Sheen would get along just fine. Sheen, as we all know, was a former movie star, turned TV star, who then turned into, well, Charlie Sheen. Sheen has allegedly had sex with Brittany Ashland, Brooke Mueller, Denise Richards, Heather Hunter, Sherilyn Fenn, Robin Wright, Winona Ryder, Heidi Fleiss, and probably someone you know personally. Number 3. Warren Beatty, 12,000, rumored. Warren Beatty is an absolute legend. If you grew up at a certain time, Beatty was the guy when it came to womanizing. It is thought that he had sex with a different woman every day until he married his wife Annette Bening when he was 55 years old, which would bring the number to somewhere around 12,000 women. The first thought that springs to mind is, why the hell would Annette Bening marry someone that had sex with 12,000 women? But, who are we to judge? Beatty was the sexiest guy around during the sexual revolution. He somehow managed to be old-school Hollywood and cool at the same time. It was rumored that Carly Simon's "You're So Vain" is about him. And even if it isn't, he probably thinks it is. Beatty basically slept with everyone you ever heard of back then, including Madonna, Melanie Griffith, Carol Al, Stephanie Seymour, Daryl Hannah, and even Mary Tyler Moore. Number 2. Wilt Chamberlain, 20,000. Yes, the men on his list have averaged around 2,000 when it comes to having sex. But Wilt Chamberlain takes it up a notch. A bunch of notches actually. Wilt was one of the very best basketball players of all time. His record of 100 points in a game will almost certainly never be broken. Another record that will probably not be broken is most sex had by a human being that is not a dictator. If Wilt is to be believed, and there is no real reason not to do so, Chamberlain has had sex with 20,000 women. Now that means that Chamberlain would have had to been with slightly over 1 woman a day, every day, for his entire adult life. But you know, even if Wilt embellished a little, and maybe he did, he is still way above anyone else in this list. And when you think about it, if motivated, could Wilt accomplish a little over 1 sexual conquest today, every day? Well, yes, of course he could. Number 1. Fidel Castro, 35,000. Okay, so everyone else on this list got what they got with some sort of charm, fame, money, or maybe even good looks. Not Castro though. He got his number by being a dictator. Really, some pretty straight-up Games of Thrones kind of stuff. If Castro wanted sex, then Castro had sex, and that was pretty much all there was to it. I mean, Castro put people in jail all the time for pretty much no reason, or if there was a reason, such as someone questioning Castro. However it happened, Castro has a lot of sex. His number sits at a ridiculous 35,000 women. He slept with at least 2 women a day for more than 4 decades, 1 for lunch and 1 for supper, said a former Castro official. I have to say maybe 10,000? But 35,000 women? That doesn't even sound fun. Sources: www.mirror.co.uk, www.huffingtonpost.com, www.dailystar.co.uk, UK.